This is a shock and awe campaign that Russia has really launched in Ukraine on day 3. It's continuing from day 2, Akshita, where the use of incendiaries, the use of missiles, the use of bombs and rockets is continuing. The use of artillery to soften up and damage some of these areas clearly happening by night.
What we're putting out on our screens right now are the explosions that have been reported from the capital of Kiev. Residents, you can only imagine, Shiv, all through the night have had to hear this constant booming sound that we are playing out right now in their homes or wherever they are, in the metro stations, the bunkers that they've moved to with their families. Day 3, more explosions, more violence being reported on the ground. Maria joined us, in fact, a few moments ago. She told us that right now, while we can't really understand the scale of devastation on the ground, most people now have moved out of their homes knowing full well that it's no longer safe right now to be out on the streets. Early in the morning, you see how the night sky is completely lit up there by all of the explosions. But to truly understand what kind of devastation, how much inroads perhaps Russian troops have made into Kiev, we'll have to wait for the sun to rise. Maria will be out there on the streets to give us a sense of what's really played out through the night. But what she told us is essentially, imagine this, she's got just about 30 minutes of sleep amid all of this shelling and bombing. Many of them are now going back home trying to get more of their belongings and come back because provisions, even the basic shift, is a problem. Nobody's reaching out to them. There is no help that they're getting right now there in Kiev.
Absolutely, and Olga continues to be with us from Lviv in Ukraine. Olga, we've just gotten information that the attacks have actually been scaled up. There are rocket attacks that are happening in Kyiv right now. What are you hearing from your networks? This is day 3 and it hasn't stopped.
Well, exactly. I haven't... Probably I haven't seen the news, but the rockets were already yesterday as well. We had missiles, and Ukrainian army and anti-air missile systems were just trying to hit those rockets that they were flying, the missiles that were hitting the town. So I can't tell you exactly, but this was also yesterday. And as for the yesterday, we had the news not only from the Ukrainian side, but also from the US side, that they said that Russia hit like over 160 missiles on Ukraine. And I guess today we will have much higher numbers, because from the air raids are really difficult.
Olga, can you also tell us what kind of a fight back are we talking about here from Ukraine, from the Ukrainian army?
I mean, that Ukrainian army used the anti-air missile system just to hit some rockets. From the Russian direction, and also there is also Ukrainian air defense. So the Ukrainian pilots that hit the Russian jets. And we have, for example, as for the yesterday, there was the Ukrainian pilot who hit 6 Russian jets, and Ukraine hit a number of Russian helicopters. So this number is going on, and while Russia tries to hit Ukraine from the air, Ukrainian defenders and army is hitting back.
Huge, during conflict, Olga, many big claims are made by armies on both sides. We've seen it in every country, which has gone to war. There are very big claims being made right now. The Russians claim that over 500, Ukrainian vehicles have been destroyed, 200 tanks have been destroyed. The Ukrainians claim they've been able to kill 1,000 Russian soldiers. Is there any evidence of such large-scale destruction just yet?
Well, we have there are a number of videos. So I'm not on the combat place, but we can see a number of videos, number of photos, in which can be proved that they are trustworthy, because through OSINT methodology, you can check their geolocation, you can check the number of these vehicles, that they are of Russian origin, and these are the Russian vehicles, because Ukrainian military vehicles have another numbers, and you can prove all this. So we have loads of photos, videos, and other evidences that prove that these are Russian vehicles, Russian techniques, and they are hit, yes, but the exact numbers probably, might be difficult to say, but we have like number of evidences through videos and photos, and that can be proved.
Okay, Olga, thank you for getting us all of those details. Stay safe out there. We will keep coming across to you there in Lviv to get us those updates as well. I just want to also, Shiv, now focus on some of the images that we've received, like the one that we see on our screens here, that really, shock us about what's really playing out right now in Ukraine, and civilians, what they're facing right now. In a matter of 3 days, how their lives have changed. Here are the most haunting images that we're picking up right now.
Truly devastating image of a multi-launch rocket system attack in a neighborhood of Kharkiv, where a car driver was caught amidst heavy rocket bombardment, heavy rocket shelling. As he or she was driving down that street, you can see this driver struggling to, steer their car amidst this horrible shelling. This is really, really terrifying shelling that you're seeing. And again, Akshita, this particular video flies in the face, or at least appears to fly in the face, of Russian claims that civilian neighborhoods are not being targeted. Yeah,
these are residential settlements. Let's get you video number 2 that again corroborates exactly what Shiv said, that these are residential settlements where you're seeing bombing happening. Similar incident, driver having an extremely close shave there as his or her car was caught in that shelling. You can see them driving fast, driving far away as far as possible, but the impact of the moment when in fact the shelling happens, you see the entire camera becoming unsteady at that point. Another image that shows you how civilians are struggling right now in Ukraine.
Let's get you more images of what's happening. Image number 3 is, this is, Akshita, the Putin war machine that's rumbling even faster than before. This is day number 3. They've said that this is not an invasion, these are standoff strikes. Many of the things that Russia has claimed so far have turned out to be, conveniently obfuscated or proven to be untrue with each passing image. These are images now in Kherson in Ukraine of the full Russian war machine in battle mode, rumbling towards different parts of Ukraine. What you see on your screen are utility vehicles carrying troops and equipment. You can also see armored personnel carriers. I think you can see a few tanks as well, but these are fast-moving vehicles, so most of these are army trucks, utility trucks, supply trucks, 5 or 6 tonners, as well as armored personnel carriers. So lots of movement of troops and material from the Russian side into Ukraine as well, and it's clearly increased. That's image number 3.
The next image we're going to show you is one that no doubt will remain in your mind, and one that will perhaps define this war also largely. Images of a Ukrainian man trying to stop the advancement of a Russian military convoy, all alone standing there. You see him bravely standing in front of what looks like an endless long line of Russian military tanks and vehicles. Heightened tension, of course, between Moscow and Kiev. Russian troops are trying to march into the Ukrainian capital. One man there, standing solid, refusing to allow them to advance. And,
a truly incredible image. You can even hear, the man's voice as he tries to, turn those military vehicles away. It's this could become a defining image going forward. The fact is that we don't know exactly, how this is happening. How is that man still alive despite being there? Because the Russian forces are known to, brook no quarter, brook no opposition. So what this man is trying to do, is probably going to pass into legend, very much like similar images that we've seen from China many years ago. But we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to try and get a ground report from Kherson in Ukraine as well, because these images have been shared in the millions across Ukrainian social media.